What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Corey Willis. Hope everyone out there is doing well on a Sunday evening. I know it's a little bit later, depending on where you're at. But yeah, guys, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everyone is, stuffed with all the turkey and the dressing. I know it's been a couple of days. I know you guys out there are still eating those Thanksgiving leftovers. Probably ate some of them this evening, but overall, guys, I hope you all are doing well on a Sunday evening. As always, guys, we appreciate you all tuning in on the show with us. Of course, if you want to find us on social media, of course, we're on X, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us at BD Sportscast. You can find all of our content there. If you want to listen to the past and present episodes of the Breakdown Sportscast, you can listen to us on any of your favorite podcast applications. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, we are on there. You can just type in the Breakdown Sportscast and you can find all of our episodes there. And also, we appreciate you guys tuning in here on our official YouTube channel and also on our official Twitch channel at Breakdown Video Game Cast. Chris and I are playing some video games on there from time to time. We appreciate you guys chiming in with us on there as well. So tell your friends, like, comment, subscribe to the videos, all of that great jazz. We appreciate you guys' support, of course, as we're trying to get to 100 subscribers, guys. We're trying to get that milestone to 100. 50 is one milestone for us, but if we can get to 100, guys, we will put your name into a raffle for a chance to win some free swag courtesy of Chris and myself as a thank you for what you guys do here on the Breakdown Sportscast. So let your friends know, let your family know about us, because we are here to bring you some of the most entertaining but informative news in the world of college football. So as always, guys, we appreciate you all's support as always with the show. As always, guys, y'all know who I'm with. I'm with my good friend and co-host. He is Chris Bolton. Chris, what's going on, my brother?
What's up? What's up? Everything's good my way. Man, just trying to keep up with all the hirings and firings, boy. I mean, it seemed like every hour somebody's getting dropped. I mean, we just right before the show, we saw the news that Pete Nakos dropped, but I think Pete Nokos, the burner account, put the information out there a little earlier. I don't know if that's Nako's burner account. He couldn't officially put it out there just yet, but one of the streets know that Mark Stoops was getting fired. But hey, it's a whole lot going on. I'm just trying to keep up with it all, Corey. It's been a crazy Sunday.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Chris. It's been a crazy last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Hey, just the list goes on and on about coaches, and we'll go ahead and talk about the hottest coach in college football a little bit later on in the show. But just in terms of the college football coaching search, it's been wild, Chris. This is if you would have had told me that everybody was gonna be half the country was gonna be on the chopping block this season, I would have told you no, you're crazy. That can't be. No, everybody on the chopping block. It seems like every day you wake up, you look at your phone, somebody's getting fired. Whether it's a coordinator, a head coach, the water boy, somebody getting fired. Somebody leaving the program.
And apparently the American Conference is the minor leagues to the SEC. I mean, all these SEC teams plucking their next head coaches from the American Conference.
Look, man, that's what it seems like. Look, even the American Conference, they can't even catch a break.
They can't catch a break. I mean, Arkansas said, "Hey, Memphis, we need that." Then Florida told Tulane, "Hey, we need that too." And then Auburn said, USF, hey, no offense, but we're going to get goalship off you real quick. So I mean, it's tough out here in these streets, Corey.
Yeah, indeed it is, man. But man, just a crazy time in terms of coaching searches in college football. But even through that, Chris, we still had a week of college football.
We did.
We had a regular season, and yeah, we won't really delve too much into it, but we'll definitely go over some of the games, of course. We'll go ahead and just start with probably I mean, you could say it was a shocker, Chris, but Texas taking down Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
27-17. What were your thoughts about this game, Chris? Because hey, look, the A&M they came to DKR and they found out these people don't like us. Something that they already knew, but man, they really were in a hostile environment on Black Friday, and yeah, that crowd in Austin definitely showed up and showed out, and they were the reason. They were the 12th man. Look, what do you know? Talk about A&M having the 12th man. Texas had a 12th man of their own, and they used it to take down Texas A&M and give them their first loss of the season. So, what were your thoughts about that game overall?
Thought it was a good performance from Texas. I thought Big Brother came to play. Big Brother had to show Little Brother, who's boss. It don't matter how great of a season you're having, A&M. You won't get the last laugh when it comes to when we line it up on the field. And so it felt like just Texas, just kind of had a swagger about themselves. Like, yeah, they're having a good year. We're not having our best year, but we're still Texas. And it's just one of those rivalry games, and just that rivalry pride showed up, I feel like, in this one, Corey. You guys were determined to win this. I saw Arch Manning make some really good plays. He has a couple really good throws. I feel like he's continued to develop as this season's continued, Corey. It started out so roughly for him. But there's moments where you do see it. I mean, not saying he's going to be the next best thing since sliced bread, but you see the flashes, the talent. He makes some nice throws with his arm, and then he isn't the fastest quarterback, Corey, but he's a fluid athlete. And so he makes a couple guys miss and then turns, accelerates. Arch has some good speed to him and can make plays with his legs. So I feel like we saw some of both his legs and his arm in this game, his arm talent. We saw the defense make things rough on Marcel Reed. And we talked about that, before the game, Corey. That's that. Marcel can struggle, and this was a tough game for A&M. Yeah, I feel like they struggled overall as a team, and and also credit to Texas defense for taking advantage of whether it was Marcel or whoever was out there, after he was injured as well. So this just a good overall effort by the Longhorns on both sides of the ball, and reminding everybody that we are Texas.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Chris. Yeah, what a great job by the Texas defense in stopping Marcel Reed. And we talked about that. Just like you said, Chris. If they could stop and slow down Marcel Reed from making plays with his legs and forcing him to be a passer and an elite passer, they had an opportunity to take down A&M if they could slow all of that down, and they did. You could tell Marcel Reed was flustered through that whole game. Like there was no getting through to him throughout the game, and you could tell even Mike Elko was starting to kind of lean toward that. Like, hey, they're coming after you, they're confusing you, and they tried their best to probably slow the game down for them, but I don't even think that worked. they really chalked up a great game plan in stopping Marcel Reed, and that was one of the biggest things that you could definitely tell all season. If you could do that, you could beat A&M. It wasn't that they were world beaters. It wasn't that they were impossible to beat. You just had to make sure that your defense was clicking on all cylinders, and Texas did that. So kudos to that defense by slowing down Marcel Reed and that potent offense, because guys like Concepcion, Mario Craver, those guys have been the bell cows of this team this season. And once they did that, it was pretty much all downhill from there for Texas. And that's what ultimately got them to win. So great job for Sark. I will say this. Sark definitely turned into a politician after the game, because when ESPN asked him about taking down A&M, he definitely got on the podium, Chris. It was almost like he was trying to make his case be known for the college football playoffs.
I wouldn't expect anything else, from Sark at that moment.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make the playoff. It's hard, man. There's a lot of 2-loss teams that are very deserving, let alone a 3-loss team that did lose to a team that fired their head coach this season. If you take away that Florida loss, I think you have a great case, Texas. But that Florida L, man, that looms very large over the Longhorns, the fan base and the program right now. But yeah, I'm not mad at Sark for trying to throw his hat in there and see if he can convince some of the committee to slide them in. But we'll see what happens. But I think it'll be to no avail, Corey.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But hey, look, you beat a team that was undefeated going into that game. Hey, look, I gotta give you some kind of credit now.
And I give you credit for winning. I just don't know if that credit gonna be enough to get you in the big dance.
I was gonna say, Sark probably been watching some Denzel Washington, on training day. Look, I'm leaving with something. I took care of Texas A&M. Nobody else could do it. I'm leaving with something. Okay.
Yeah, you gonna leave with a high five. Good job, coach.
You're gonna leave with a trip to the Citrus Bowl. That's what you're gonna.
Yeah, more likely, honestly. Hey man, it could be worse. Hey, a week in Orlando, I might have to holler at Sark.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? They can have a good time there. I'm sure the Texas fans will like that.
Who doesn't like warm weather in December and January, right. Corey?
Exactly. I mean, look here in Austin right now, Chris. Look, we're in the 50s right now, so we're already feeling it. This is Texas, folks. So, right. Yeah, man. So yeah, we will see. We will see what happens going forward. The committee has a lot of explaining to do. I can't even call it explaining. They got a lot of explaining to do coming up on Tuesday. In these next rankings revealed. So we'll see what happens. Indeed, Chris. But yeah, we had that game. Another notable game, of course, we had Alabama running away with the victory at Auburn, Chris, in the Iron Bowl. That was a game that, look, I thought Auburn was going to get their 6th win and go bowling by beating Alabama. Kalen DeBoer, he woke up midway through the game and said, look, we got to finish. Just like he always does, Chris.
Hey, man. You can only get away with this for so long, Corey.
You're right.
Look, they'll make the playoffs. And they are a dangerous team in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama's a very dangerous team because they are a very talented team. But the way they play football, Corey, it's going to always leave room for comebacks for other teams because this team can't run the football.
No, they can't.
They cannot run the football. If you can't milk the clock, control the tempo of the game, Yeah, you might get some 6, 7 play drives where your offense is clicking, throwing the ball downfield. But in that same game, you're gonna get a couple 3-and-outs. Three or you're gonna lose rhythm. And that's all someone else will need to find their rhythm and get back in the game. So Alabama games will continue to be crazy in the Kalen DeBoer era, Corey. I think this will be a staple of Alabama as long as he's the head coach. And what I took away from this game is I don't think Alabama's a national championship team. They are they'll be in the playoff. And like I said, they are a dangerous team. They have the talent to win a national championship. I just don't think this team's play style, I don't think this is conducive for winning a natty. And so I'm out on Alabama.
Yeah. I'm with you, Chris. There's a lot of teams that I would put over in Alabama making it far into the playoffs. Hell, I'm even going close to saying Ole Miss can probably make it far. That's without Lane Kiffin. Who knows? But yeah, man, you got to muster up a running game to make it far into something like a playoff run. And that's crazy. To say that Alabama doesn't have a running game, Chris, what world are we living in? What universe are we living in?
A world where Nick Saban is definitely not the head coach.
I know that's right, brother. No, man. He is not there at all, clearly. You can see it on the field.
And that's no slight to the board. We're just keeping it real. Like Nick Saban will be damned before he doesn't have a running game, Corey.
I know.
That ain't, and that's not Alabama football. But hey, we'll see how long this continues. But at least this season, Alabama's running game is not existing.
No, you're absolutely right. And yeah, nothing's gonna change. They are who they are at this point of the season, and we'll see what they can do in order to try to make it a big run for the Crimson Tide this season. But
and free Deuce Night. Hashtag free Deuce Night.
Yes. If there was anything about this game, yeah, free Deuce Night. That guy should have played in the Iron Bowl. And look, Ashton Daniels made a couple of good plays, but man, could you imagine seeing someone like Deuce Knight, a true freshman quarterback, go out there in that moment and just let him shine? Like, look, you still lost the game.
Auburn ain't fooling me, man. They're trying to keep the NIL bag lower on Deuce.
Oh, yeah.
If Deuce Knight comes out there, I don't know. It's just my own little conspiracy theory. I feel like if he goes out there and he shines and balls out, and you already have Hugh Freeze out of there, the guy who recruited him there. Hey man, it's gonna be a lot of teams come knocking for Deuce's services, especially if he goes out there and messes around and leads Auburn to beat this Alabama team. I think he had the talent to make this game and even a victory for Auburn. But maybe we'll find out next year. We'll see if Deuce is still a Tiger next season. Would love for that to be the case because I feel like Auburn has the pieces there, even when some guys do hit the portal, Corey. The way they've been recruiting and the way this program is willing to invest in NIL. We'll talk about Coach Golish. I think he'll mess around and have some pieces to work with in year one.
No, I think you're right. I think first order of business is probably hoping that Deuce Knight wants to stay at Auburn.
Oh, he's on the phone with him right now as we are potting.
they working out a whole plan right now, new NIL deal, everything.
If he hasn't talked to him already, that's if he hasn't talked to him already. They're on the phone as we speak, but they may have already spoke.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man, because having a guy like that, I think he's a heck of a talent. He was right up there with a guy like Kamario Taylor as one of the top players in the state of Mississippi last year. Mm-hmm. So if you can keep a guy like that that has a lot of upside just like Kamario Taylor does. You can do some damage in the SEC. So,
oh yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. I just thought about it, Chris. It would be amazing. I have to check too. I think Mississippi State and Auburn plays each other next year. I have to check the schedule just to make sure.
That'll be a fun game.
Kamario Taylor versus Deuce Knight.
That could be. That's gonna be a movie.
That's cinema.
That is absolute cinema, man. That's gonna be a game right there.
Yeah, I know. I'd circle that on the calendar. Oh man, no. You're absolutely right, man. Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that one for sure. But yeah, man, that was interesting. We'll see what happens with the Tigers going forward. And last game too, Chris. I know it's not too much of a surprise, but Ohio State beats Michigan in the game. They get the revenge after years of heartbreak. They celebrate in the stands at the big house, Chris, only for the Michigan Wolverines players to cover up the end zone. I saw someone make a joke and said, man, if only the defense had covered up the end zone throughout the whole game. I said, never change, Michigan fans, never change.
And then Ryan Day want to talk to Sharon Moore and say, I mean, y'all need to, y'all need to move. Y'all need to get away from the. We're not gonna plant the flag and just leave, man. Nah, you ain't finna. You won the game, but you ain't finna tell us what to do.
Exactly. Don't you just like the new swagger that Ryan Day has after winning that national championship, Chris? Like I love it. I love this new and improved Ryan Day.
Walking around like he popped.
Like all you gotta do is put a red bandana on him, with a Buckeyes logo on
it. Man, when Ohio State become Death Row Records? What's going on here?
Ever since they won the national championship, that's what. Oh man.
But you're right, Corey. Man, that was a big win for the Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
Big rivalry win, and shout out to the defense.
Yeah.
We saw Bryce Underwood make a lot of strides this season, continuing to improve.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, it wasn't just the elements, man. It was Ohio State had that receiving core locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Locked up. Seatbelts across the field. No more strapped in.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohio State's defense is phenomenal. I mean, we talk about Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate all day, and Julian Sand.
Mm-hmm.
That defense, boy. That defense will be why they win a national championship if they go back to back.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, you already got a guy like Caleb Downs there. Caden Curry, all those guys, Sonny Styles, like these are ballers.
Sunday players. Yeah.
Sunday players. Or Arvell Reese, I think they were talking about him a lot on that defense. Just a scary group of defensive players, man. Like these guys, they put the fear. They put the F in fear. I should say that. And it was definitely displayed in this game, Chris. So yeah, shout out to Ohio State by getting the job done, because man, had they not, we would have been asking ourselves, like, why can't you guys beat Michigan?
Hey, Ryan Day would have needed another natty, and I don't even know if that would have been enough to keep the heat off him.
I know. Oh man, think about that press
conference. Michigan, man, they don't let you cannot lose. What would this been? Would this been 6 straight?
I think so. Yeah. That would be insane.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that at all. So, hey, maybe the tide has turned now, Chris, in this rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. So
we will see.
We'll see. We will see. But yeah, man. That was some of the games, of course. There was a couple, and Miami took down Pitt. Look, they took Pitt to the woodshed. So, hey, man, as we're closing the regular season, and we have closed the regular season, we now see where a lot of these teams are seated at. So, hey man, this should make for a great championship weekend of college football. I can't wait for us to make our predictions on championship weekend coming up this Friday.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, man. Well, we'll definitely talk more about the championship games coming up later in the week, Chris. The biggest news before we head out of here. We'll go ahead and talk about some of these coaching search deals. Well, look, we heard today Lane Kiffin is now at LSU. It's official. We're showing some of the screenshots, of course, of some of the notable coaches, of course, Chris. We got one of Lane Kiffin stepping off of the plane in Baton Rouge. LSU, they brought the planes out, Chris, to pick him up from Tupelo, Mississippi. It's crazy.
Man.
Athletic director Osborne came and he came and saw and conquered. He got his guy.
We got him.
We got him. The Lane train in Baton Rouge. Oh man! But everybody wasn't excited, Chris. Look, those people in Oxford, and they let it be known.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I mean, you're having the best season in program history, all for the story to be your coach leaving, and I think it's a couple of things that play into it. I mean, how everything's scheduled. We've highlighted it before. It's tough. It's tough with this 12-team playoff and then the early signing period. You can't just coach out the rest of the season like you could back in the day and then go on over to your new job. And once you let them know that you got another job you're taking, you got to go, Playboy, and holler at you. You got to get up out of here. I don't know. You gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. You gotta clear this coach's office up. You pack up, scram, skedaddle.
Get to stepping, as what Martin was saying.
all of that. So it's man. So that's part of it. But then also too, man, it's Lane Kiffin. It wasn't going to be pretty. It was always going to be a messy departure when this went down. And then the fact that it's with LSU and everything LSU has going on and how messy LSU has been over the last month, Corey, with the governor getting involved in everything. You ain't even got no president. I don't think you got let me see. I don't think they have a president, if I'm not mistaken. You're missing leadership at LSU right now.
Well, they finally have a president.
Okay, they got a president now, but it's they don't have the AD.
Oh, Osbury is the brand new AD.
Okay.
Of LSU. Okay. So they got everybody. Okay. They finally got everybody in place. The governor of Louisiana, he made sure that he was going to get those guys.
So he can back up now.
Yeah. So they got the guys to make it happen. And look,
it still feels like a messy situation whenever the governor can get involved in what's going on with the football program. I don't know if that's the best situation to be signing up for, but I at the end of the day, I can understand why he's going to LSU, but I don't know, Corey. I'm curious to see how this all plays out, man, because I think part of him is going to really miss. He won't just miss. Depending on how this plays out at LSU, he might regret leaving Ole Miss. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. I look at it like this, Chris, and I know you probably have that feeling too. I think for Lane, he looks at this as, how easy can I make it for myself to potentially win a natty or a couple of natties? LSU recruits itself. We talk about it all the time on this show, Chris, on how
he was already talking to the number one player in the nation.
Earlier
today.
Yeah, there's pictures of it. They throwing up the L's. Maybe Lane knows how to throw up the L better than Brian Kelly does. Just saying. But yeah, he's already out there, recruiting. And that's one of the big things of it. If you're the head coach of LSU. And I think at the end of the day, Lane,
That's very true.
yeah, Lane is looking at LSU as a destination for him to potentially win a national championship without having to, roll up the sleeves and really get down and dirty to try to get the best players possible. Look, he's in a hotbed of talent, not too far away from Baton Rouge. You have the city east of Texas, Houston. A lot of those kids, like some of the times, like to lean towards to LSU. They have that connection of wanting to play at LSU. So that pipeline that he's down at, there's no excuses now. You got the players, you can get the players. You're Lane Kiffin. If you want an easy path to a national championship and to take grasp of the SEC, you're in a great spot. LSU is a destination program, one of the top programs in the country in terms of college football. If he can get it done, hey, I'd say he made the decision that was right for him. But hey, if he can't get it done, look, I don't know what to tell you.
No, you're right, Corey. I mean, that is the truth. Year in and year out, in this NIL era, the talent that you'll have is going to be much greater. It's going to be easier and better than what it would have been at Ole Miss. You would have still been able to get guys, but your evaluations would have to be money. Continues to be spot on like they have been. Like you're saying, you would have to work. You have to work harder to win at Ole Miss. You're gonna have a foundation of high school guys that only like what 4 other programs in the nation can compete with when it comes to bringing in the quality of high school players that you would year in and year out at LSU. Um, that sets you up for sustained success, and not necessarily just being a playoff team one year and then a true national championship contender one season and falling off and then picking back up things a couple years later. Now, year in and year out, LSU should be right there in the mix, should be in the 12-team playoff every season. And you should win a national championship, possibly 2 or 3. Let's just keep it real. He should definitely win at least one. Probably. And I'll say this, he should probably win 2 or more. Because respectfully, Ed Orgeron and Les Miles both won national championships at LSU, and Nick Saban would have went on to win many more if he didn't go on to the NFL. If Coach O, respectfully now, Coach O and Les Miles, but those are the kind of head coaches I see them as. If they can win a national championship at LSU, man, I know Lane Kiffin should definitely win one. Probably should win 2 or 3 of them things, Corey. I'm just being honest.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. That's the reason why I'm team no excuses over here. like look, you there's no excuses if you're down there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and you can't win. Or you barely, get through the playoffs. Look, this should be a no-brainer. You should be able to cultivate a great culture by getting good talent and win it. Like pretty much those things you should be able to do. If he can do that, then hey, I could look at it some years down the line and say, hey, he made the right decision for him, and he became a national championship winning coach finally because of the decision to go to LSU. Did he do it the right way by leaving Ole Miss? No, you can probably say that, hey, he could have stayed at Ole Miss and created a culture of a winning program. Hell, he could have stayed at Ole Miss, and Ole Miss could have potentially became the new Clemson if he played his cards right.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Because you asked the question, Chris, who's going to be the next Clemson? Who's going to be the next program that breaks the ceiling, breaks through, and becomes one of the new blue bloods in college football. And I know, calling blue bloods is a little bit of a cliche thing,
Right.
nowadays
No,
in
I
the
know what
world
you
of college
mean.
football. But who is
Hmm.
that? He could have been that guy,
Yeah.
but he elected
Yeah.
he elected to go to LSU at the end of the day. So we will see what happens.
We will see what happens, man. It's gonna be quite entertaining to sit back and watch unfold. Um, yeah, because you're right. This was you stepping into deep waters, man. This is LSU.
Yeah.
Like you said, ain't no excuses now, buddy. And it feels this hit him going from Ole Miss to LSU, which it's it's kind of funny because those two teams are rivals. Um, with the Magnolia Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's kind of saving light. You know how Saban did have pit stop from
Mm-hmm.
LSU to the NFL, then to Alabama.
Yeah.
Lane stepping straight out from Ole Miss to LSU. Yes, it ain't as crazy of a hire because at that time Nick Saban was a coach who won a national championship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was established as a top tier, and Lane Kiffin is a top tier coach, but like he had the hardware.
Right.
But this is saving light though, man. You going from Ole Miss to LSU? You staying in the conference? Woo. Hey, just like what Dan Mullen did the same thing, Mississippi State to Florida.
Yeah.
Uh, so we'll see how this plays out. It could go that way too. Now it could work out like that.
We'll be right back here on this podcast, playing the fiddle for those LSU fans, Chris. Dark times indeed. Singing Kumbaya and everything.
man.
Oh man, but no, you're absolutely right, Chris. One other thing I know before we talk about some of the other coaches real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you mentioned the Magnolia Bowl. I think LSU and Ole Miss play again next season, and I think that game is still going to be.
I think it's at Ole Miss.
It's at Ole Miss. This year's game
Yeah.
was at Ole Miss. That
Mm-hmm.
Magnolia Bowl, we gotta circle that one because that game is going to be massive.
Oh boy, you thought it was crazy when Florida came to town when Dan Mullen made his return to Starkville. Can you imagine how it's going to be at the Grove when Lane Kiffin steps back into Oxford?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I can imagine.
Man, I need to see that.
Oh yeah, look, in the words of Lane Kiffin, get your popcorn ready.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that's all I gotta say. Oh my gosh, but yeah, Chris. Couple other notes, and I got some of the other notable coaches out there. Like you mentioned, Alex Golesh is now at Auburn. Ryan Silverfield is now the head football coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we also have John Summerall, was at Tulane, now the head coach of the Florida Gators. All three of these coaches, Chris, have had their wild couple of days and getting to the destinations, their new destinations of where they're at. Probably one of the more crazier ones is new Florida head coach John Summerall. Seems like a lot of people in Florida did not want him to be
they thought he was Billy 2.0.
Yeah. So he definitely has an uphill battle, I should say, Chris, in winning those people over down there in Gainesville. When we talk about Baton Rouge, Louisiana, those fans, they want to win. We talk about Gainesville, Florida, and you're not too far away from those neck of the woods, Chris. Those people, they also want to succeed. They want to win football games. What are your thoughts about some of the fan base down there in being a little bit of revoltish over John Summerall because I think he's a really good football coach.
I think he is too. I understand from the outside, if you look at his surface level, Summerall coming from Tulane, Billy was at Louisiana, Lafayette, so he had the Louisiana connection. um, then you know what Billy's downfall was is not relinquishing the offense to someone else to to upgrade things because that's what really was the problem. John Summerall already said, "Hey, I am committed, and we are invested in getting a high-profile offensive coordinator that will run an offense that Florida fans will love to see every Saturday." Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to go a long way in winning the fan base over. Just off that statement alone, I think a lot of people who were looking the other way and like, "Hey, man, I ain't feeling this." Well, as soon as they heard, "Oh, our offense is going to be good again," and this guy is fine with like just worrying about defense and let a great OC do him. Oh, I think we got something, and I think you do. Florida will be very dangerous, Corey, if they get a home run hire with this OC job. And we both have heard the rumors about who potentially will be the defensive coordinator at Florida. The word is that Coach Baker from LSU is possibly the DC that will be joining Coach Summerall on his staff. Mm-hmm. We see what kind of defense LSU had this year with the pieces in place. Florida will have the pieces because Florida is Florida, another place that just recruits itself off its name.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if they have an LSU-esque defense of this season and you have a high-profile, high-scoring offense, boy, John Summerall might be in the mix year one, Corey, if that's the case. Like, Florida might be back ASAP.
Yeah. And look, how fun would that be? A healthy Florida, a winning Florida is great for college football. I'm all for it. Hey, if John Summerall can delve into those promises and really win the hearts of the fans, not break those promises, man, you're looking for a great year ahead, Florida fans. So, hey, I'd say give them a chance.
Look, let John Summerall cook now. It's the reason Kentucky fans were trying to get Mark Stoops up out of there so they could hire John Summerall. And look like they got him out of there just a little too late, Corey.
Yeah.
This is crazy. They might as well just kept Mark Stoops at this point. Then y'all want Summerall?
Yeah, it might as well have. I mean, it wouldn't that hurt. Look, at this point now, you've literally you were dead man walking. Now you're literally dead man walking because everybody's in their respective programs now, and now you're just kind of cutting through the grass to find the diamond in the rough, I guess. So, hey, it sucks to be at Kentucky right now. You ask the common Kentucky fan.
Everybody done got scooped up. Like, who are you finna go hire now as your next coach? We'll see. But yeah, just to touch on Alex Golesh real quick, Corey. Mm-hmm. At Auburn, I think that's one hell of a hire, man. I think
so too.
I think Auburn they might have did their big one with this one.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Golesh is one. He's one of them ones, Corey.
He is. And look, I've liked Alex Golesh ever since the first time we had saw him take on Alabama a few years ago.
Made Ty Simpson look like the complete opposite of the guy we've been seeing this season.
I know. Yeah, man. He's been doing some work, man. He seems like a coach that is really good at finding a lot of those talents out there that are committed, wanting to buy into what he's selling at any program that he's been at. He's a guy who's helped out guys like Hendon Hooker, Milton from Tennessee, Hooker from Tennessee as well. Mm-hmm. All of those talents. I think he's going to do well. And like we had talked about before, we started recording. Hopefully, keeping a guy like Deuce Knight, a guy with a huge ceiling, um,
Mm-hmm.
back there at quarterback for Auburn. I think that will pay dividends for a guy like Alex Golesh. So we'll see what happens, man. But definitely a home run hire, I should say, if you're an Auburn football fan.
I feel like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
he has the he also kind of has that swagger, man. He seems like a guy that fits right on in at Auburn. Can you know? He seems built to bring Auburn back, and not only back to a point of winning like 8 games a season. I think he brings them to a point where the Iron Bowl really flip flops every year, or even Auburn could potentially go on a run of winning some Iron Bowl games. Like I really think he is built with the kind of football that his team has played at USF and how he turned USF around from where they were. He seems like the guy with his coaching style and the style of play that his teams play can really make the Iron Bowl very interesting for years to come, Corey. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Hey,
This
I,
iteration of the Iron Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause look
yeah,
at we know how Kalen DeBoer coaches and how his teams play, and we know
hmm
how Alex Golesh teams are. Imagine those two going at it on the field together. That's going to be quite interesting.
yeah, and look, Alice. One thing I've taken from Alice Golesh teams, they don't quit. Even when they're down, they don't quit. So putting him in a setting like Auburn, and that place gets magical at times, Chris. I thought it was gonna get magical last night.
It was on the verge last on Saturday night. You
Yeah.
know, before the fumble, they were driving.
So hey, I think they got the right coach. I think Auburn fans should invest. Um, help out any way that they can to support this football team and let the chips fall where they lay. I think
Yeah,
you can do some big things at Auburn. So we'll see what happens with Alex Golesh. But I love the hire. I'm so
same.
so yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, those are some of the coaching hires. Of course, look, I'll say this real quick. I know Arkansas fans, they were looking at getting Alex Golesh. I think Ryan Silverfield has done great work pretty much everywhere he's been at. I mean,
That's your boy.
yeah, that's your boy. He beat y'all. So now he's there to help bring that pedigree into the program at Arkansas. You got to give the man an opportunity to prove that he belongs there. I mean, if not Ryan Silverfield, if not Golesh, who else were you gonna get? You weren't gonna get Lane Kiffin. That wasn't gonna be a chance.
Yeah, you was going to have to get in on the Lane Kiffin sweepstakes 6 years ago.
Yeah. They should have bid it higher than Ole Miss had. So
Exactly. No, that was the time to get him.
exactly. So yeah, man, I tell you, definitely give Ryan Silverfield a chance out there, just because I think what he's created for himself, resume wise, is a pretty good resume to follow. So I know some people are kind of thinking that he's Billy 2.0, possibly in Fayetteville. I'm not going to say that. I think he does bring something to the table. So just be patient.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Well, those are some of the top stories of the week, Chris. Week 14 had it all. It had some interesting football. Had some crazy coaching searching updates. We saw planes land. We saw planes depart. We saw it all.
We saw people camped out outside of people's homes and on in the bushes at the university, snapping photos of Lane Kiffin watching the Iron Bowl. I mean, we got it all, Corey.
We got it all. We got it all. Look, week 14 wasn't just about football. It was about everything else outside football.
100%.
Oh man, but yeah, man, we got rivalry week out the way, and then we got the conference championship games coming up this weekend, Chris. So hey, man, I'm all for it. I'm all excited.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Well, before we head out of here, Chris, I also wanted to go ahead and give out our Chief of the Week for Rivalry Week 14 real fast. Gotta go ahead and do it. Chief of the Week for Week 14 has to go to none other than Malachi Tony, Chris. Malachi Tony, he had 13 receptions, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. He also threw for a touchdown in their win against Pitt. This man, he took over in that game. That's all I can say. Man, I think Pitt fans, they don't want to see no more of Malachi Tony for the rest of the season.
You ain't lying.
Oh man. But
yeah, Malachi Tony was sensational. And I mean, he's so young. Young, Corey. He could be in high school right now.
He's supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying. He reclassified. Oh man.
That's the crazy thing.
So yeah. He's gonna be a bad boy for a long time, Corey. I feel like he seems like a special talent.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he'll have a star under his name on CFB 27 next season.
Look, I think the developers at EA, they are already prepping and priming up on those plans to make sure that he's probably one of the fastest players in the video game for sure. So.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be an impact player for Miami. Don't worry about that. He's already won right now.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, man. So shout out to Malachi Tony for getting the job done, and we'll see what happens with Miami. I think they're making. If there was any time for them to make a case that they should get back into this college football playoff conversation, I think it's now. I think this team definitely looks locked in, more locked in than they were before they started losing to Louisville and even SMU in the season. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the committee thinks. I don't get paid the big bucks to make those decisions. They do.
Same.
So yeah, man. So a great week 14, great rivalry week in the books. We'll see what happens in championship week. We'll be here to talk about it on our Friday episode. Chris, can't wait for that. For sure, my friend. And we'll definitely be delving into that. But before we head out of here, Chris, we got some outros. Let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, sir. You can find me on X at Chris_Bolton_12 and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_. Holla at your boy.
Awesome. And yeah, folks, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on X at Listen to KSW. I'm on there talking college football, professional wrestling. We just had Survivor Series, so it was a pretty decent show. Still want to know who that person in the mask was as well. So who knows? Maybe it was a guy that that rhymes with Lawson Peary. Who knows? Wink, wink.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. but yeah, folks, definitely follow me on there. So yeah, guys, like I said, we appreciate you guys chiming in with us here, always on the show. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what was your favorite moment of the week. Let us know what your thoughts are about these brand new coaching hires. We'll definitely be talking about them more in the coming days. of course, in terms of all the rest of the news, in terms of hirings and firings. I'm sure there'll be some as well. So definitely chime in with us on there. But until next time, guys, I'm Corey Willis. He's Chris Bolton. You are listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We'll chat with y'all later.
Peace.